Okay, first of all, if you listen closely to what I said, I didn't define a pure free market as a lack of monopoly on force. I didn't define it that way. I said it includes a lack of monopoly on force. I define a pure free market the same way you do, as an environment with no coercion. So a pure free market, by definition, cannot have a coercive monopoly on force. In other words, each firm must allow every other firm to compete with it. So that's why I said a pure free market includes the absence of monopoly on force. Now this is utopian. When free market anarchists explain the virtues of the system they want, they're explaining the virtues of a system if the system existed. Now I agree that the system would be great if it existed. If those capable of force allowed everyone else that is capable of force to sell that force to willing customers. That would be a great system. A great utopian system. So you don't have to sell me on that. But it's utopian in the same way that advocating peace on earth is utopian. There will never be, for any sustained amount of time, a situation where all force purveyors agree to allow all other force purveyors to compete with them for voluntary customers. Again, I have to go back to human nature. I see crime as a very natural aspect of humanity that will never be done away with. Humans enjoy the benefits of enslaving other humans, exploiting and stealing from them. Crime is an essential aspect of the functioning of the world. Now, we both agree that states exist by extortion. What free market anarchists are essentially doing is advocating the abolition of extortion. That's great. That's great. But it's futile. You're advocating the abolition of a part of human nature. Now, given human nature, I don't see any possibility of extortion disappearing from the earth for any sustained amount of time, neither on a small scale or on a large scale. States are natural. They're natural extortionist institutions. States are natural coercive enterprises that arise from human nature itself. They're natural. Now, do we need any more evidence than to look around and see that extortion outcompetes the free market when it comes to the provision of force? Why would you think that force providers soliciting for voluntary customers for the use of force could compete with extortion? Now, to your other point, to address some other things you said, you brought up street gangs and legalization of products. The black market created by illegalization is not due to the existence of the state, but because of what a state may do. A state doesn't have to ban drugs, for instance, to be a state. So this is just a red herring, and I think you'll agree.